Hello student, welcome back to my channel. So today we will discuss here about the next topic of electrical devices in chapter alternating current. The topic name is transformer. So in this topic we will discuss here about what is the definition of transformer and what is the principle of transformer and how many type of transformer is there. So first I will start my topic with the definition of transformer. So dear student, here we are talking today about transformer. So see, when we talk about the transformer, so transformer is an electrical device which is used to convert high voltage alternating current to low voltage and similarly low voltage alternating current to high voltage. Point clear? So it is, we can write here, it is an electrical device which is used to convert high voltage alternating current to low voltage alternating current. Transformer, what is this and where we have seen the transformer? As I told you earlier, it is two type, step up and step down. When we talk about the principle of transformer, so transformer work on the principle which is called mutual induction. So it works on mutual induction. And what is the meaning of mutual induction? You know, mutual induction, whenever the magnetic flux link, when we place two coils such that whenever we change the magnetic flux link with one coil, then the another coil which is the influence of first, means which is placed in the magnetic field of first, the magnetic field linked with that coil will also changes. Point clear? So here this is the principle of what? Transformer. So after the principle of transformer, here I will write what is the construction of transformer. I am drawing random, or you can say the rough diagram. You can draw the proper diagram from your book to understand it. I am drawing this diagram for you. So transformer consists a rectangular soft iron core made of by laminated sheet insulated from each other like this. Student, this is my rough diagram. You can draw the diagram from your book. So this is the rough diagram in which, as I told you, the transformer, what I am writing here, transformer consists a rectangular soft iron core made of laminated sheets insulated from each other and wound by the insulated copper wire closely so that they are also insulated from each other. And after that, here we will use two type of coils, which is And here we will use two type of coil, which is one is primary coil. Here I am drawing the diagram of step up transformer. It is the diagram of step up. So here I will use, when I will use here step up transformer, I will use two type of coil. One is primary coil, which is our in diagram left side, you can see, which is connected to the alternating current source, which is our primary source, means input source. The coil name is P1 P2 suppose, and in second side I will use the another coil which has large number of 10 turn than first, and this coil is called secondary coil. This is our load resistance. We can write here RL, or if you want to write you can use here R only, and this is our output part, and this one is our input. This is our primary coil, secondary coil. Secondary coil name we can write here. This is a switch, or you can say the plug. It is right now open. But we can close it when we want to current in output form. This is our S1 S2 with a secondary coil. This one is our primary coil. Number of turn in primary coil denoted by NP. Number of turn in secondary coil denoted by NS. So this is the diagram of what? Transformer. Here I have taken step up transformer, in which number of turn in secondary coil you can see is greater than number of turn in primary coil. Now let us start. The principle we have done, and the construction along with this diagram you can add the construction here. So here we can write here P1 P2 is P1 P2 comma S1 and S2 are the primary and secondary coils of turns NP comma NS, and you can write here R L. You can consider RL as your load resistance, or you can write R, and R is the load resistance in output, load resistance in secondary coil. Now here, as we are talking about the transformer case, so in this transformer case we know that this is based on the principle of mutual induction, and in the mutual induction condition here this is the transformer. So now we will use here, in case of transformer, listen carefully student, when the rate of change in magnetic flux, means when the magnetic flux change in this coil, because this coil is mutually interacted with the another coil which is our secondary coil. So when the change in magnetic flux linked with primary coil occurs or changes, then at the same time the same magnetic flux will change in the secondary coil in per turn. Means by Faraday's law, change in magnetic flux in both magnetic flux per turn, in both means primary coil and secondary coil will same. Point clear? When the magnetic flux linked with both coil per turn will same, that time So here we can say for per unit turn, E turn means EMF in per turn in the primary coil as well as the secondary coil will change. This is the formula of Faraday's law, second law. E is equals to magnitudely d phi over dt. So here we can write, as I told you, once again I am repeating, the change in magnetic flux linked with per turn will same, or you can say the EMF in place of magnetic flux you can write EMF also, EMF per turn means magnetic flux will same, as we can write EMF per turn will also same. So here we can write EP over NP. This is the change in EMF in primary coil in single turn, means per unit turn. Total number of turns are NP when the change in EMF, or when the EMF of primary coil is divided by NP. So it will be called as what? The EMF per unit, the EMF per turn. So EP, similarly ES over NS. By using this Faraday law, we can see that the EMF per turn will same in both of the coil. By this relation we can get the value of secondary ES EMF, which is induced EMF in secondary coil, which is equals to NS over NP into EP. Here the formula NS over NP is called equal to K, which is a transformer ratio. Listen carefully student, this point is very important. Now here when we talk about, by this first relation, now here when we talk about the value of means you can say the alternating voltage, means output circuit, in output circuit with respect to input circuit, here EP is the EMF or voltage, supplied voltage, and ES is what? Output voltage, or you can treat it as an EMF. So here when we write about step up transformer, as I told you in the diagram also, transformer, the number of turn in secondary coil is greater than number of turn in primary coil. So by this relation we can write NS over NP is greater than 1. So if we apply this value in this equation here, then we can write from equation 1 individually ES is equal to, this is the value of greater than 1. So we can write here directly, it is ES is greater than EP. Here in step up transformer, the output voltage is greater than the input voltage, or after that we can start here. Next, step down transformer. Similarly, in step down transformer, in the case is opposite to the first, means number of turn in secondary coil will less than number of turn in primary coil. So it will give us what? The value of NS over NP less than 1. It implies that from this first equation the output voltage is less than input voltage. So the working of step down is, it convert high voltage alternating current to low voltage alternating current. So this ES and EP you can treat as EMF as well as the voltage in primary coil and secondary coil. Point clear till here? Now after that, here what we will do, here some conditions for the step up transformer case, means this equation 1 will satisfy if it obeys some postulates or it obey some condition. First condition is this: the value of resistance in primary coil Rp and the value of current in primary coil both are small. Second, the leakage in flux, means magnetic flux should not be there. No leakage of magnetic flux linked with both of the coil, means the change in magnetic flux in primary coil will equal to the change in magnetic flux in secondary coil. That's why we can say that here this relation EP over NP, ES over NS. And third one is that here we are talking about the step up. So third condition is that the value of secondary current or secondary coil current, which is our IS, is small. Point clear? Now this point we can find out with the help of one relation, as we are talking here. This will I give you later on. Before that, let us complete one more part of this theory. As here we are talking about the transformer. In case of transformer, you know that here we are using insulated copper wire in the term of coil. So if, as we know that in case of ideal, listen here, in case of wait, so see here student, when we take about the condition of ideal transformer, in case of ideal transformer, we can see that the resistance of the coil will be 0. When the resistance of the coil will 0 here, so that time basically it is not true, the resistance, there is some resistance in the coil. Now here in this condition, when we talk about the ideal transformer, as I know that in case of ideal transformer, resistance of the coil will be 0. If the resistance of the coil will be 0, in my first chapter alternating current, the phase angle between the alternating current I and the EMF E for the inductor, which is our pure inductor condition. It is the condition of pure inductor. If suppose the R is 0, this is not true practically, but theoretically if I consider if R is equals to 2 in case of ideal transformer, then the phase angle between I and E is 90 degree, and if I will use the value of power Vrms, Irms, cos phi in the term of cos, in place of theta we can write here phi also. So cos phi means cos 90 is equal to 0. So here if I will substitute the value of phi is equals to 90, so the power dissipation in this condition will be 0, means there is no loss of power in case of ideal transformer. So after that, here I assume that there is no loss of power. So for that, the power in primary coil, there is no loss of power. So their power in primary coil, power of primary coil and power in secondary coil will same. So after that we can write here the relation. If we think about here EP, as I know that P is equals to VI or VI, or you can write EI also if E is the voltage representing the voltage or EMF. So that's why we can write P is equals to EI because it is for primary. Similarly here also ES into IS. Point clear student? So by this relation we can find out the value of IS, which is equal to IS equal to EP over ES into IP. This is the value of IS, means current in secondary coil. Point clear? Now after that, now see, as I have this result, this is supposed to be the equation number second. EP, IS is equals to EP over ES into IP, and one more relation I have here, the value of, as we know that since from the previous relation, ES upon EP is equal to NS upon NP, and this is equal to K, which is called transformer ratio. And if I will see from this relation, I will write this relation here also. So this ES is equal to, remember the all point students, ES is equals to NS over NP of EP. This is our equation number 1. This is our equation number 2. IS is equals to EP upon ES of IP. After adjusting these two equations, I will get by this equation and this equation. Now from second we will write here once again, IP is equal to ES over EP into IS. Now the value of IS, as I have written here, ES over EP, ES over EP is equal to NS over NP. IP is equals to NS over NP of IS. See here, as I told you, R is the load resistance here. R is the load resistance here, and ES is the EMF. So listen carefully, IS is equals to ES over R, means ES is the voltage in secondary coil and R is the load resistance. So we can write IS is equal to ES over R. So IP is equal to NS over NP, and this one is ES over R. And after this, if we substitute the value of ES from this equation, ES is equal to IP is equals to NS over NP, ES is equal to EP into NS over NP from this equation. So NS over NP, NS over NP, it is the square of this. Now the formula is this. Here R is also present here because R is in denominator. In first, listen carefully, see here, this R will go in outside, and in place of ES you can write the value of EP, NS over NP. I am writing it again, and this will multiply by this, it is a square, and EP will rest alone. And after adjusting the EP value, I can write the value of IP is equal to EP upon R, which is equal to NS over NP whole square. This EP upon R, if we think here about one value, here I will substitute the value of R equivalent, which is the load resistance in primary coil, which will be equal to R NP over NS square. This is the load resistance in primary coil. So your formula will be EP upon R equivalent. Point clear? Here we can write here R equivalent is equal to this, which is called load resistance in, you can say, source or generator, which is providing the alternating source in primary coil, or you can say connected with primary coil. Point clear, student? This is the value of our equivalent or load resistance in primary coil. And after that, when we think about here, as I told you, the condition of ideal transformer, R is equals to 0, and this one. And in case of ideal transformer, as I have given here, there is no loss of power, so means no loss of energy in short. So here we can say that in case of ideal transformer, if there is no loss of energy, so the efficiency, next term will be efficiency of transformer. So when we write here about the efficiency of transformer, it is what? So here the efficiency of transformer means it is the ratio denoted by eta. It is the ratio of power, output power over input power to the transformer. So here when we write about the efficiency in this case, so as I have written here, ES into IS is the power of secondary coil, means output coil, and this is the power input coil. So the efficiency eta will be equal to this. This is the efficiency of transformer. But when we think about the efficiency in case of ideal transformer, in case of ideal transformer, efficiency is 100%. It means that the value of efficiency is equals to 1, but it is not real in practice, or you can say it is not true in practically. In practically the efficiency of transformer is less than 1. This is important point for MCQ. Efficiency is denoted by eta, it is our eta not n. So efficiency of transformer is always less than 1 in practice or in practically, but in ideal transformer it is equals to 1, because there is no loss of energy. Here it is a loss of energy. There are different type of loss of energy: iron loss, copper loss. Point clear? So in case of copper loss, the loss of energy by the Joule's law of heating effect, and in case of iron loss by the hysteresis. In case of ferromagnetic, in the term of hysteresis, the loss of energy. So this is the condition and discussion about the transformer, and you can revise the all topic here, by which you can solve the problem related to the transformer. Here I will solve some problems. Now here we will solve two numericals. So first numerical is in front of you, you can see there, and I am repeating or dictating this. So see, here we have given a transformer has an efficiency 80%. Efficiency is 80% we have given, and after that he said it work at 4 kilowatt and 100 volt. It work at initial, this one is our initial power, means here for primary coil. So it is 4 kilowatt, or you can write 4000 watt, and the voltage which is our primary voltage, you can write it as V1 if you want, otherwise it is a power of primary coil which is P, and this is the voltage in primary coil which is 100 volt. And after that he said about if the secondary voltage is 240 volt. If the secondary voltage is 240 volt, find the primary and secondary currents. Find the primary question mark and secondary currents. Now see student, first by using the formula P is equals to VI for the primary coil, we can write P, it is also P. So IP is equals to power in primary coil which is 4000 we have given, and the voltage in primary coil we have given 100 volt. So by this interchanging means IP is equals to PP over VP. Listen carefully. So after cancellation this, the current is 40 ampere. Here voltage is low, input voltage is low, and current is 40 ampere. Now let us try for second. So in case of second, here you will solve this with the help of efficiency formula, we have no other option. Vs we have given, Ps we have not, so I will use this formula, Es Is Ep Ip. Eta we have given efficiency 80%, it is 80 by 100, and Es we have given Es into Is, it is our output power. Es we don't know, Is we want, so here Es we have Vs. Listen here, so according to the question I will write it as Vs as Vp. This is the voltage in secondary coil, primary coil. So student, see here, in place of Vs I will write 240, Is we don't know, Vp into Ip. Vp into Ip means power, which is here 4000. You can replace directly P which is equals to Vp into Ip. I have written the all things here. So it is 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 6 ja 24, and Is is equals to 80 by 6, 2 3 ja 2 4 ja, Is is equals to 40 by 3, it is equal to near about 13.3 ampere. So this is the voltage current in secondary coil, and this is our current in primary coil. Point clear? So this is the current in primary and current in secondary. Now after the first numerical, you can see the second numerical at the top, and I am dictating it. See the numerical, in this numerical we have given how much current is drawn by the primary coil of transformer which is step down. We have given it is step down, no problem, 220 volt to 20 volt. It is step down transformer which convert 220 volt to 22 volt, I think, yes, 22 volt, to operate a device with an impedance of 220 ohm, with an impedance resistance we have given which is equals to 220 ohm. Yes, 220 ohm we have given. This is the impedance according to the question, you can see. So here in this numerical the transformer is step down. So what we have given and what we want to find here, how much current is drawn in the primary coil of the transformer. Ip is question mark. For that what I will do, we have the relation, first we have given voltage in primary coil. If you want to write Vp, you can use Vp, otherwise you can write Ep. Ep we have given 220, and Es we have given 22, secondary coil voltage, primary coil voltage, and the resistance which is equals to 220 ohm, it is a load resistance. Ip is question mark. Is is equal to Es over R. First Es we have given 22 over R, 210, 220, 1 over 10. 1 over 10 ampere is the value of what, Is, and we know that there is no loss of power. Ep into Ip, with the help of this relation we can easily find the value of Ip which is equal to Es into Is over Ep. So Es we have given 22 into Is we have given, we need to find Ip value. Is we have given from here 1 over 10, and Ep, the value of Ep is 220. So from this relation we can find the value of this one. So the value of Ip is equals to 1 upon 100 ohm, volt, everything is fine. So it is equal to 0.01 ampere, and here if we want to find Is, it is equal to 0.1 ampere. So it is converting this high voltage to low voltage. So the value of IP is 0.01 ampere. Point is clear, student? So for that, pause the video and note down.